Hurrah! Hurrah! Fine. There's Lucy. There's jealous Lucy. And there's Apollo. Okay. So, happy Saturday, everybody. I don't know. Happy Saturday? Good Saturday? Whatever. Anyway, it's Saturday, so once again, you know what that means. Me and the dog's out here showing you the garden. So, a lot has happened, honestly. A lot has happened in the last week, especially as far as weather and growth in the garden. It's kind of a mixed bag, but mostly good. So, with that said, we'll just kind of kick it off and, I'll show you everything. So, once again, starting out here with these two guys. Watch this. That wasn't very nice, Hera. Anyway, so once again, the guy who got hardened off, he's doing pretty good. I mean, you see he's not great big, but he doesn't get a lot of sun right here. So he's not, doing great, but he's doing all right. And then this guy, still struggling along, but he's alive, he's there. I feel like it's about to open up on me. I mean, that's the clouds we're dealing with. I'm getting sprinkled on. Whatever. It's just water. Although I hate the process of becoming wet. I don't mind the rain. Like, I don't mind it once I've already just been soaked and everything. It's the feeling of the rain hitting my dry skin. I don't know what it is. Maybe one of you people can explain that to me. I don't know. Okay, so question. If anybody who knows better than we do ever watches this, at what point and from which part can we harvest this onion? Both of these. Because these things have been here and they've been good, and I think this one's dead. But anyway, they've been alright. And I think they might be usable, but I don't know. Somebody help. And then our parsley, basil, sorry. Our basil's coming in good, and it smells great when you pick it and everything. It's just we haven't done a lot of food that calls for basil lately, so, we're just stockpiling. Anybody that knows how to dry that kind of stuff, like, do I just put it in my dehydrator and cook it, or what? Set it out and let it shrivel up, or what? I don't know. My kabocha, he doesn't look much bigger, looking like this, but I'll tell you, if you pick him up and hold him up straight, this dude is tall. He's stretched out. You can see he actually starts over there, and then he comes all the way over here. So he's actually made some good growth. He's loving this weather. I think the honeysuckle are getting a little drowned by it, but that's what happens. Some make it, some don't. The honeysuckle's not going to go anywhere. I mean, its roots run so deep, like, it's just crazy. Like, seriously, we cut it out when they tore the fence out. It got raised to the ground, just cut off all the way. And it still came back, and it's already taller than me. Stupid train. Anyway, moving on. We got my supers, which are coming in all right. Like, they're not huge, but they're good. Some of them, not good at all. That happens, Said it once, I'll say it a million times. This is why you plant more than what you need. Now this is the new thing. So you'll notice I am decidedly missing my little green bucket, my green pot. Hera, stop it. That's because they were getting so crowded in there that I knew before long they would just choke each other out. And plus there was a bunch of old roots in there from the previous plant. So I ripped them all out, and these are my maybe serranos. I don't know. I'm thinking they're serranos. So that's them. I just kind of broke them up and stretched them out here. You know, I'll thin them out as I need to if I have to. And then there's the other ones of my super chilies. I took the bells that were growing there and I just planted them in big old clumps. And I'm just gonna see how that works. I don't know. But I put this one here because the plant that was here died. So I put that clump there. And I put this clump over here because that plant is not doing well at all. I think it's another one that the root got exposed from too much water. Kinda just like this one. This is why next year I am not doing raised rows. I'm doing a flat garden next year. But then you got this, like, that's got to be a good, what, 6 inches? That's a tall plant. That, I just noticed now, that is a tall plant as well. That one is taller than the other one. You see, look. That one goes up to my wrist, if not higher. These three are doing good. Even this one did this. He has grown new leaves from his stalk. Remember, that was just the one leaf before. But now with time and water and sun, it's become better. These guys, I am so stoked for. Like, look at that. I am so excited for this. Like, this is great. Like, I thought they would for sure just drown and get wrecked. Because we've gotten like 5 inches of rain in the last week. Like 8 in the last 2. It's been crazy. But these guys are loving it. You can't see that one because of all the stuff behind it. Loving it. You know, these Portugals are just going nuts for this. My compost is getting built back up again. Figure out what to do with that. I don't know. Look, my Fatalis. Wheeler, if you ever watch this, they're surviving. I'm not killing them yet. Now, while I'm back here, you also notice, those that pay attention, I moved the tomatoes from over there, and I brought them all out here. I did that for one reason, and one reason only. Sunlight. Because from basically where that is, all the way to the fence and beyond, this gets most of the sun out of the whole yard. Like, this gets the most sun. And these guys were doing okay, but they weren't doing great. And they were holding a lot of water, even with the drainage holes in the bottom. That one does not have a drainage hole. I need to fix that. But it's an extra one, so I really don't want to have to fight with putting holes in the bottom of that bucket right now if that's a duplicate plant. But other great news. Where to go? We've got this little guy, our first of these. That's a grape. You know, I haven't even checked on these today, to be honest with you. I don't see anything here. Like, there's a flower right there, but I'm not seeing anything in the way of fruit yet. But patience is very important here. This guy again, that's the one that's got that's the grape that's got one on it already. Oh, hang on. Alright guys, sorry about the cut there. Although when I edit it you'll probably not even notice except for a slight glitch. Um, anyway, yeah, so that guy's doing alright. We got the one flower there. I think that's what I was on. This guy, like I said a few minutes ago, there's no drain holes in this bucket. So it holds the water really bad, which is why he looks like that. Um, so we're not entirely sure if he's going to make it or not. Once we hit a dry spell, I'm hoping he'll bounce back and we'll get something from him. But I don't know. It's one of those time will out, I suppose. But moving on, this Roma plant, we've got a big one here. Like, that's a big tomato. But I can't hang them on nothing to take the weight off. So, I don't know. Romas don't get that big though, so maybe he'll be alright. Yeah, that's our Roma. And then, which one is this? This is our super sweet cherry. I didn't see, oh, hey guys, check this out. This was not here the other day. Get out of the way, please. What are you for? Look at that, I got a whole bunch of them right there. That's exciting. I love this part of gardening. You know, where you come out and you find things and things are starting to grow and produce and all of that kind of stuff. That's the best part for me. You know, it's like all this build up and this anticipation and everything, and like, I hope it works, and when is it going to work, and did I do it right, is it going to do the thing, and then you get it and it's great. You know, that's what's going on with these peppers. You know, like these guys, like it's so like stressful, but at the same time so rewarding to start something from a little seed. Like seriously, hang on, let me see. Maybe on this one. No, not really. Anyway, sorry, I was looking for like something to compare the size of these seeds to. But I mean, you guys know how big a seed is. These things are tiny. Like, I have to use tweezers to pick them up. They're so small. But I've taken all of like these guys, especially these guys, those I saved from seeds from last year's plant. So those are really mine. These guys are from seeds. These guys are from seeds. Those are the only things not started from seeds here. And that's just because my wife didn't want to do seeds for tomatoes. I think she'll try it next year though. But just that tense 7 to 14 days where you're waiting for the first little green thing to come out of the dirt, you know, that's the big deal, and that's the big excitement. And then every time it creeps up a little bit higher and it gets a little bit bigger and you get the first set of true leaves, you know, and then it kind of tapers off a little bit because, okay, cool, it's growing, whatever, all right, fine. And then you get the stages like this where it just explodes. And then, like, that's the big excitement, is the big explosion of growth that you get sometimes. This doesn't always happen. It happens sometimes. And then you have that excitement where it starts producing the plant or the fruit, and you get all that, and that's the big excitement. And yes, you had success. Now you just have to make sure the fruit survives. You know, those are like the stages and the waves of excitement. But the anticipation in between is just murder. But moving on, the cucumbers. Cucumbers are doing really good because, I mean, these guys are, you know, only a couple of weeks old. They've been out here through the rain. I thought for sure I'd have lost them through all this rain and, you know, just getting drenched. But no, they're good. Like, they're coming up all right. Like, not all of them are, but like I said, that's just part of doing things at home. growing things in your own garden and not using a bunch of fertilizers and all that kind of stuff, you take that risk. And now, for zucchinis, look at these guys. These are huge, by the way. I don't know if you can tell this or not, but these things are like the size of the palm of my hand. These things are getting really big. And despite me telling her what I told her, or what I've told you guys, and yes, dear, I know you're going to watch this, she decided when she thinned these plants out that she was going to take this one, not this one, the one next to it, the one that was next to it, and just move it over here. And she was like, oh, well, maybe it'll save itself. Does that look like it's saving itself? I think it might, actually, now that I'm looking at it, but I wouldn't put too much money on it. But she still thought she just had to try it, so we'll see how that goes. I could get proven wrong again. I don't know. This is a weird guy. This is one of the possibilities of what happens when you transplant a squash. See the root, the main stem here, it started to die and stuff, and it fell over. When it wasn't nearly this big, it fell over, and this part started to rot or whatever. And then you can see the rest of it is all alive, going crazy, just like the rest of them. That is 2 plants, not 1, over there. But they were too close. She didn't want to risk damaging the other one by pulling one, and they're like twinsies, so I guess we'll see. But even if that one dies, or one or both of those dies, we got that one. And then we got this guy, apparently. And then we got those other squash over there. But, anyway. Stop digging in my yard, dog. Anyway, so yeah, that's what's up with the garden. And you guys are lucky you missed out on the rain. That's actually still kind of falling, but it got heavy for a minute while I stopped the video earlier. It actually got pretty decent. I thought about going inside, but no, that's all right. Now, I've never shown you guys this plant that's coming up here. I don't think. No, but I go to the gate, and the girls follow. Stay. Just no. There's no neighbors around, so at least I won't see them looking at me like I'm crazy. So we got our big vining rose plant. I couldn't get some of that stuff out, so I just cut it and let it die. But whatever. These have been here. I cut them back way back a couple of years ago, but they recovered, obviously. This is roses as well, but this is a much more shaded spot, so it doesn't flower as much. I'm trying to work it up the porch there. This is the front yard zucchini I'm always telling you guys about. I don't know what this means with these leaves. See the way they're cupping? I think that might be overwatering, but I'm not used to squash. I know that's, I guess if it was a pepper plant, that would be the same as cupping for them, so I'm going to assume it's the same thing, overwatering, but I'm not doing it, so. And then we have our rose bushes that are getting overrun by weeds here. And also I think drowning. But again, there's nothing I can do. They're not real big. This one's not. This guy, these are miniature roses that we got from my grandma a few years ago. They were tiny, they were only, I don't know, a couple inches. But you can see they're getting big. They've got lots of buds still. And when it gets hot again, dries out, maybe they'll sprout up. But yeah, that's the front yard. Not a whole lot. But I figured you guys might want to see it. So there you go. Anyway, that is the update on the first Saturday of June. I don't remember what the date is today, but I know it's the first Saturday in June. I think it's the 3rd. Alright. Alright. Hey. Alright. 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 Hera. Yeah, see? No, she's not doing it. Hey. So vicious. There you go. That's the trick for the day. Hey, stop it. Alright, everyone. I'm pretty sure this is over 20 minutes. Once I get it edited and everything. But, yeah. So, that is the garden update for the first Saturday in June. And that's the dogs. Spock says hello again. And I don't see the other ones. Lucy hates the outside. You see, she is the first one at the door. Lucy hates the outside. Say goodbye, Lucy. Alright, guys. God bless.